Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to another play with makeup, first impressions, totally outdated palette try on. I really enjoy doing these videos now that I've kind of got the swing of it and I'm not so concerned about them being like a professional, a YouTuber tutorial content. Now I'm just kind of on here slapping shiz all up on my face and we talk about it and I try to use, new products, as it were. By the time this shiz go up, this stuff gonna be so freaking outdated. Y'all ain't even gonna care about it no more. I also want to do like videos doing like my tried and true, full face of high end, full face of drugstore, yada yada yada. Y'all know how that shiz go. But I have got two super uber exciting palettes. Oh. We have got the Colourpop, The Mandalorian. I believe this is the Child palette for ever so obvious reasons. And y'all, I would have bought this shiz anyway, even if it didn't have cute old Baby Yoda up on it, because this color story, y'all know, you can see it in the eyebrows. This is my shiz. And then right on the heels of the Pure X Raw Beauty Kristi, I was like, her name just for a minute. If you haven't seen me try that video out on camera, I will leave that link down below. This is the At Forest site, which is, again, my jam. Like, do you see these beautiful warm tones? Do you see the fact that there is only two shimmers in this palette? So even if these hadn't been, collaborations with things that I'm totally okay with, I would have had this shiz up in my hot little hands anyway. I think these are two of the best, most unique, non-regurgitated eyeshadow color stories that Colourpop has done pretty much close in 2020. And like I said, even if they weren't all up like this, because I saw this and I was going to tear the shiz out of this, I'm like, really? Really, Colourpop? Really? And then they opened that shiz up and I was like, okay, you get a pass. So we're just going to play around with these. These are the main event of this video. We're not going to be, playing with too much. I know y'all like seeing my makeup processes. But we are going to mainly be focusing on these. I hope to high heaven they are my end-all be-all Colourpop eyeshadow formula. If not, I will not be happy. Bring y'all in for the sweating in real time. Although today I may not be sweating too much. It seems that my body is a little bit chill today. I was actually talking to my aunt who's got a lot of experience with hormonal things and she was like, you could be potentially going through like super early onset menopause. And I'm like, great. But Urban Decay Primer Potion in Origin now. This has been my shiz. This has been my go-to. I'm gonna use this shiz up before I try anything else out and then we'll see if I've got, more. If 2020 has taught me anything, it is that I stockpiled in like the beginning of 2020. Y'all probably would remember it. I got eyeshadow primers, I got eyeliners, I got all kinds of shiz because I'm like, I don't want to run out. I don't want to not have this shiz. And I've gone through like maybe 2 eyeliners, haven't anywhere near gone through this, which I just think is funny because I was like so paranoid. I'm like, I'm gonna run out of everything. When in fact I have run out of absolutely nothing. Okay. I feel like we're just gonna bite the bullet and we're gonna go green. So we're gonna start off with this one and go into the baby face right here. I mean, if y'all don't love Baby Yoda, y'all can just get off my channel. Just kidding. I love you all. You do you, boo-boo. I'm gonna be taking my Real Techniques deluxe crease brush. Every time I do this, I'm like, you'd think I would know the name of it by now. All right, we pigmented, but we heckin' powdery. So there is that going on. It's a very nice kind of like mossy sort of sage green situation. Y'all know I am down for any kind of greens and I am really loving the fact that greens seem to be having a comeuppance in a couple different brands. I'm seeing some green trends. Speaking of green, y'all are probably pretty sure about how bemoaned I was that I couldn't get a certain green palette with whose name we are not going to say on this channel because people get very upset when I say the name. But this is really pretty. I like this. Y'all know I like any kind of green, all kinds of green, every green. Which is funny because when I think about like my favorite colors, I automatically think like pink and purple. But when it comes to like on my hair, on my nails, on my eyes, on my lips. I love green. Like if I could figure out how to quote unquote naturally wear a green blush, I would. I absolutely freaking would. I haven't yet. If y'all know any tips and tricks about that, let me know down below. So far this is nice. Building nicely, blending nicely. This is good. This bodes well. Very powdery. But I love me my greens. I love me my grunginess. I love I love, y'all know this. You all know this. Green is the absolute new black in Soraya's life. I am okay with that. So we're gonna diddly diddly dwop wop do the other eyeball. I'm actually in a really good mood today. I've been feeling kind of, if any of y'all are part of the Snapchat fam, the Twitter fan, any of the non-YouTube, although not so much on Instagram. Instagram is like pretty pictures. And I've said it before, Snapchat is where you get to watch me depress eat a bag of marshmallow bunnies in my bathroom. Or consume my whole body weight in pasta at like, excuse me, burp squad, at like, you know, midnight, you know? It is what it is, people. But you would have seen that I've been kind of struggling a bit. I am currently in Tennessee taking care of my grandmother, and I know a lot of y'all were actually with me through the caregiving of my grandfather, same side of the family, my mom's mom and dad. And you know, this is such a different sort of scenario. Like the level of care is just so different. Like it's kind of hard to explain because my grandfather was a big man. He was like a little over 200 pounds and he was like 6'2", and the man did not have a lot of mobility. He wasn't bedbound, but he couldn't like walk for long distances. He would need assistance going from his bed to like his chair where he would sit most of the time. Whereas my grandmother is like 90 pounds, soaking wet, wearing combat boots and a whole bunch of chains. And she is pretty much, she doesn't have enough strength to support like her back and stuff like that. We haven't been able to get her up into walking yet, so it is definitely a different level of care. He could do things like feed himself and stuff like that, and this is just a very different scenario, and it's a very different way how we got here. Sort of what was the, I hate to say beginning of the end for my grandfather, was he had a brain bleed, whereas my grandmother, we're not entirely sure. My uncle lives like less than 500 feet away on the same property. He came down to do his morning whatevers with her, and she had tripped and fallen, and she broke 7 bones. I mean, she went like the whole shebang bang. She was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And so it's two very different just situations. Then we're gonna go into At Forest Sight, and we are obviously gonna be going into Fiddlehead because is that just not absolutely gorgeous? Gonna be using my It brushes for Ulta number 112. And I'm gonna pull out my fancy Melt X Beetlejuice mirror, which I found after filming my review. Like I say this in all of my videos, but typically the way I do my eyeshadow is we do sort of a patty and then a very subtle blendy. I don't get all in there with like an immediate blending motion. I like getting the color down first. That is just a me thing. Obviously, y'all do your makeup how you would like to do it. I'm actually going to switch over to this other eye because for some reason this one typically ends up going a little bit better. I would like to film other content after this. I'm not sure if I will. We'll obviously have to see how this continues to go. Not gonna lie, you all, as of filming this, I posted on like Twitter, I'm like, I really want that like very basic repetitive rainbow palette that Colourpop just came out with, because I absolutely don't need that shiz, especially considering I have like almost all of the monochromatic palettes. And so basically what this is like all the monochromatic palettes in just like a big palette. And one of y'all broke down the like matte to shimmer to glitter ratio. Y'all know I don't like pressed glitters. I'm just really torn It's currently on sale right now, and I'm like, do I get it? Do I review it? What do I do with it? You know, what would I do with it? Would I use it more than my monochromatic ones? I mean, basically I look at it and I see that row of greens and I'm like,
you weren't $30.
Because clearly green is your girl's weak point. I love that shiz. I will be buried in that shiz. Okay, we're looking pretty good right now. Let's see if we can just, I don't know what it is with this eye. This eye I just don't get as like precise of an application for some reason. It just kind of tends to get away from me sometimes, which is funny because I vividly remember back in the day, this eye used to be the eye that didn't want to do whatever I wanted it to do, and now it's like this one, and I'm like, why can't you both just behave? I am not a makeup artiste. I am a makeup imposter, just attempting to be a peacock in the best absolute possible way. You know, I want to be fabulous. I want to be gorgeous. But if any of y'all got that rainbow palette, definitely let me know, because I was like, it's pretty. I like crap on rainbow palettes all the time, but it's pretty. And it's also one of the like big ginormous Colourpop palettes that I crapped on. So it's like, what do I do? I'm gonna look like a moron if I get it. I'll be like, hi, I'm here to eat all of my words and come to regret this later. So far, I think I'm okay with what we've done here. These will obviously probably end up being in like a hits and misses. We'll see. I'll try them out by themselves. Then, because we like to add a little drama, we like to add a little flair, we're gonna go into Emerald City right here, which I'm pretty confident that I don't have a green quite like that in my collection, and we're probably going to end up using a combination of my Essence Eye Blender brush and my Essence Angled Crease brush. Y'all know that shiz is my shib big bang da dang dang. So we're going to start off with the angled one, and we're just gonna get, okay, all right, okay, it's got a lot of that, which means it's got a lot of up in that pan there, so let's tread softly. Carry a big stick. It's pretty though. When it comes to like shades that have a lot of kick up in the pan, what I typically end up doing is like I'll run my brush through it once, create that kick up, and then I'll just press my brush gently down into the kick up that's already there in the pan, trying to minimize fallout as best as I can. I apologize for all of this shiz going all kinds of out of saturation. Not seeing a huge amount of fallout, which is nice. It is a little muddy. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't know if that's because I'm using the two palettes together or not, but even being a little bit muddy, it's still very pretty and still has a nice kind of like the aesthetic that Raw Beauty Kristi was going with this. It's kind of like a wood nymph sort of situation. Oh, hello. Okay, that's, woo, pigment. This one I had to build up, and this one was like, I'm just gonna take that pigment and I'm gonna drink it up like a, what is it, a dollar margarita at Ruby Tuesday during the holidays. Or is it Applebee's? My memory is probably a little bit damaged from having one too many of those, and you gotta drink a lot of them, man. You know they ain't putting no like top shelf, they ain't putting a lot of liquor in that. They're like giving you a little drop and you're white girl whateverness comes out and you're like, I'm so turned. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe just I have issues. But I would always love going out for like the Halloween themed ones. That was my jam. Oh, this is so pretty. This is so pretty. I like it. Oh, it's green. I think these are just really, really pretty color stories. They're green, but they're still, well, this one's like not entirely green. Got those other really pretty shades, but I use shades similar like this in the pure Raw Beauty Kristi try-on. Okay, because I want to get a little jazzy, we're going to go in a different green, and we're going to do Little Frog right here using my Real Techniques shading brush. We're just going to start doing that. I've been kind of living for the like variant color on the inner lower lash line. I'm not sure why. I guess it's my attempt at being all kinds of fancy and edgy and editorial. It does have like fracking micro glitter in it, and you know how I feel about that shiz. But it is a very pretty green, and I find that a lot of the Colourpop mattes with micro glitter in them. They work just as well as mattes. Just know that as you buff, you're gonna buff away that micro glitter. It ain't gonna stay where you put it because it's not meant to be put in a matte in the first place, if you want my personal opinion. But it's going on very nicely. I mean, so far I think I'm gonna end up absolutely loving both of these. I feel like amidst all of the absurdity and the absolute chaos and excessiveness that Colourpop has been releasing with the same shiz just rearranged over and over again, both of these palettes or something color story wise that's a bit fresh, a bit interesting, a bit out of what they're typically doing right now, which is just the same thing over and over again. Let's take a bunch of warmy, neutrally whatever shadows or some cool tones and let's rearrange it, package it into a different aesthetic, and resell it. As much as I love Colourpop, I absolutely hate that aspect of them where they're just shilling anything and everything all the flippin' time. Then we're just gonna go right back into Emerald City with the exact same brush, and we're just gonna connect those two ever so delicately, ever so nicely, or not so delicately. You could put a heck ton of pigment on there too. That's good. I'm good. I got this. Ooh. Oh, that's so nice. Hello. What's up? What's she doing? Hello. My sad attempt at being a drag queen. I would love to be a drag queen. Oh my goodness. That would be amazing. I want the skills. I want the beat. I want the legs. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched that show. One of the queens have come down. I'm like, I would murder for legs like that. I would murder for a waistline like that. Like, come on. But I was not gifted in that physical department. I kind of have like short and stubby and I kind of go straight up and down, not in an androgynous way, more like in a heavy shouldered football player way. I got that from my grandmother on my dad's side, as well as my beloved 3840 ribcage. Thank you, Grandma. Okay, now we gotta pick a shimmer that is going to adorn these. Kinda really want to do Sipping Soup right here. Yeah, let's go for that. I kind of want it to be kind of even for this. Please be a typical Colourpop shimmer. Please, 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 please. Ooh, it's pretty. It's pretty. Y'all know that I like a shimmer. I say this every time. I say this every review. I say this every try on. I like a shimmer that does what it's told, when it's told to, how it's told to. I'm sick and tired of these companies that will have amazing shimmers like ABH, like Huda, like Natasha Denona, like Colourpop, and then they'll release a palette and they'll want to shake up the game and create some kind of fancy artist whateverness shimmer that is a bane in my existence to work with. I'm like, stop. Just leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Step away from the shimmer, okay? Because I will use my Moda Glam topper brush, but I really appreciate a shimmer that just works with a regular brush. I don't want to have to use a tacky primer. I don't want to have to use my finger. I just want to use my brushes because I'm lazy. And this is really pretty. I like this. This is nice. I like this palette so far. We'll see. It's given me all sorts of like earthy, grungy, ethereal fairy out in like the feral wilderness. Then we're just going to be blending that shiz out with the exact same thing. Powdery, which I know y'all have some issues with. Y'all have said that you don't like Colourpop's eyeshadows because they're like really heckin' powdery. And some of them are, but can you not? But it's nice. I love how I'm like doing this and the thing is like bobbing up and down. I'm like, that is not making for a smooth blend. Oh, but that is so pretty. Can we just like appreciate the prettiness? I like this. This makes me happy inside. You are beautiful. You is smart. You is beautiful. You is important. And you has a really pretty eye look today. What's up? I'm going to highlight the shiz out of my inner corner with Precious Cargo right here. I'm really concerned about this shade, the Force right here, because I'm afraid if I like breathe on it wrong, it's just going to crumble out of the pan. I hope it doesn't because it's a really pretty shade and I would like to use it. But we're going to go into this shimmy shiny thing right here with another shading brush, and we're just gonna Precious Cargo all up on this shiz. Ooh, that pretty. I love anything that's like kind of this like ethereal shade, and it's got like that green duochrome or that yellowy green. Oh, I love it. Doing my thing. Just getting it all kinds of highlighty up in here. Oh, so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. All right. I'm gonna go put some eyeliner on, I'm gonna go put some more face on, and then we're gonna do some blush and highlight, and we're gonna put some lippy lips on this shiz. Okay, we have appropriately foundationed the face, we have concealed, we have powdered, all that jazz. I leave that down below for you all. For blush, we are going to be going in on a old reliable. This is the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo Matte Plush Shimmer in Warm Honey. I thought this would be a nice shade to just kind of warm up them cheekies, as it were. I mean, if this collection, the Kristi Fairbrother Raw Beauty Kristi, if that collection had a non-Super Shock cheek color, just a pressed powder one, I would have gone ham in on that shiz. You know I love the Colourpop pressed powder blush formula when it comes to their collaborations and collections, but they didn't. So we're going to be using this shiz today, which is still one of my favorite blush formulas. We're just gonna start in on the matte side, just doing a titchy bit here, just kind of adding a little bit of warmth and depth to those cheekies. It always ends up looking so like intense on camera as I do this, and then when I go in with like my facial spray, it like brings it down to a more normal, less clown looking esque blush. Fuses it into my skin a bit more, as it were, but I do love this blush formula. A little bit does tend to go a longer way. Doing our thing here. I need to start playing around with like my blush placement, because I've been looking at some of the Snapchat filters where they'll put it in a certain place. I'm like, that looks really good for my face shape. I should try that out. But then when it comes to like doing my actual blush, I'm like, nah, we're good. I don't have to change it up. I'm so good right now. Then like I do, we're going to be doing in just a hint, just a sweeping of that shimmer side, just to give my cheeks a start of luminosity before we run in with highlighter, because y'all know how that's gonna go. Because your girl loves highlighter, say it ain't so. Just going for a subtle sheen right now. And then for highlighter, I'm still working through trying out these Kimchi Chic. I think my full face of using this will be up. I am not entirely sure. But I'm going to be using the Thaler Get Glow in 03 Hollywood Glow and in 01 Aspen Glow, focusing on this shade here. Using my Milani All Over Blending Blush, which is going to take a little bit of this here and a little bit of this here, mix them together. In my video I tried these out, and I appreciated how they looked on the skin. Hopefully we can get that same sort of glossy glazed effect today. Still working on trying out the blushes and other things like that, but y'all know I'm very inclined to work on a highlighter, because I love highlighter. Highlighter is my thing. Highlighter is just, what's up, baby? And I do like the really soft and like that really frosted look that these highlighters give. They just look all kinds of nicey nice. So this is not my favorite brush to use with them. I haven't figured out what my favorite brush to use with these is yet, because I haven't been that adventurous. But I can tell you right now, I'm hoping to find a brush that works a little bit better with these. Like, it doesn't work awful, it's just not as seamless as I would like, as John McClane would say. We aspire for seamlessness. It's looking real pretty. It always never comes off on camera quite like I would like it. I feel like that's just my life. That is how we are rolling. Just buff out that blush, make it all glide together. Make it look all sorts of pretty. We are setting sprayed, so I'm looking a little extra dewy. But you can see, I hope, how it kind of just like melts everything in together and it makes it look a lot like better on the skin. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. Now, Colourpop was kind enough to include 2 glosses. This is my first time trying this particular line of their glosses. These are the Luxe glosses. Y'all know I'm not a fan of their ultra glossy lips. Those things are whale blubber with glitter and flavoring in a tube. I do not like them at all. I think I may want to use this one over top of a liquid lipstick. This one is Glacier. And I had pulled for this look the Jeffree Star Posh Spice liquid lipstick. Crucify me, do whatever you want down in the comments below. I have it, I'm gonna use it. So I'm gonna apply that, because we all know that goes really well. I love how I'm like, I never apply my eyeliner on camera because it's so precarious, and like, lipstick is just as bad, man. Typically, I can't get like a clear, like a smooth line to save my life. I absolutely suck at overlining my lips. Like, I don't know what it is, people. I do this just about every time I do my makeup, and I'm not getting any better. And some days it's like, oh yes, opaque, overlined queen. And other days it's just like, just take your lips out, rip them off, and throw them away. And I was not blessed with full, luscious lips either. I got thin lips. I get that from, honestly, both of my parents. Not my best application, but I think that is as good as we are gonna get. Time to gloss this shiz up. We'll see how this goes. I like a little plumping gloss. Y'all know that probably my favorite gloss formula is the Lunar Beauty one. That is just a banging gloss. And that's coming from someone who typically doesn't do gloss. Excuse me, burp squad. I'm hoping this is just gonna be like a nice, you know, lip plumping, make me look like I got more than I got sort of gloss. It's got a little bit of green, I think, in it, which is, you know, I'm down for that. Green, anything, everything, all day, every day. I think it's pretty. I'm feeling very like 1990s right now, but I think that's cute. I think that's nice. I think I grabbed some mascara. God only knows where I put it. I was gonna use my Urban Decay Perversion, but I guess I'm gonna use this Laura Mercier Caviar Volume. That the only reason I have it is it was either a sample or something that came with something. I try not to buy mascara. It's a big wand on a very little brush sample here. Careful, please. Don't ruin this for me. Now, I hope the gloss doesn't make my lipstick like run or bleed or feather or do all that kind of lovely stuff. It would really, oh, there's a big old spot of eyeliner I missed. I hope my eyeball just didn't eat that shiz up. Gotta go in and fix that before I film. Yeah, this is not my favorite mascara. I have it because I have it. The longer I can make my mascara last, the better. Well, not like beyond like expiration shiz and that. You know what I mean. I don't want to buy mascara. I don't enjoy buying mascara. But there we have it. I'm gonna have to say I am not mad at either of these at all. These have been performing really nicely through this video. Obviously, I'm going to try going in with them again and other looks and everything like that, just using them on their own. Y'all know I love the color stories in both of these. The matte to shimmer ratio is really nice. The shades are beautiful. I think it's something that's different than what Colourpop has been doing for the past year, so that's a fresh breath of fresh air. I know a lot of people, a lot of y'all got both of these. Would love to know your thoughts on these down below. You love them, you hate them, all that jazz. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!